because that image of the incredible shrinking Tom Brady crystallized something that some of us have been talking about for months and have been ignored. And I was watching this morning a little bit of Pardon My Take because I made a one-word appearance. They were arguing over whether it was weird to see Tom Brady in that setting. So they called me as a neutral arbiter, and I had no idea. I'm sitting there minding my own business, and I see Big Cat coming up on my phone. And he's like, "Hi, you're live on Pardon My Take. We have one question for you.
You mean Boston Big Cat or Chicago Big Cat? Which one was it?
Was Tom Brady's appearance last night weird?" I said, "Yes." "Okay, bye." And it turned out they were looking for somebody to be a neutral voice.
You didn't ask the hard questions back. Are you? How come you're a Boston fan? I thought you were a Chicago Bears fan. You didn't ask the hard questions back. I still haven't heard the answers to that. I'm crazy. That's crazy. I'm just giving.
Well,
a hard time.
No, we can. I'll call in and interrupt there. Now, I was just sitting there. It's like, why is he calling me?
Right.
And so anyway. It counts as an appearance, though. I'm up to 30 or 31 on that now. But that's one word, yes, and it counted. But I listened to some of the conversation afterward, and for them, and I think it is the fundamental difference. Gary and I were texting about this last night. It's the fundamental difference between hearing about something and seeing it. And we've known about this the whole time. We've known that he's... And we should have known he's not some passive owner who, when he does get to go to a game, is going to be in the luxury suite hobnobbing with Mark Davis, right? Enjoying some of the P.F. Chang spread that they bring in for the game. No. He's not doing this. He's not doing this as like a vanity play, you know? Like, I got a bunch of money. What am I going to do with it?
Right.
Oh, I'm going to go on a football team, and I'm going to sit in the suite, and they're going to see me on TV. He's doing it because he wants another Super Bowl ring. His favorite Super Bowl ring is the next one. And for so many people, and it kind of reached a critical mass quickly, oh, that's what he's doing? Oh, maybe this is a problem that he's embedded with all these other teams, gathering the same kind of information that Schrager was gathering. That's the culmination of being around the team for multiple days, getting that kind of insight into players and coaches, and then leveraging it for the best interests of the Raiders. Like, he's clearly doing everything he can to help the Raiders win games. How can you separate that objective from your objective to put on the best possible broadcast when you're working the games for Fox on Sunday? It's irreconcilable. And that's where the conflict of interest comes from. And the beauty of what happened Monday night is, they talk about 80-20 issues in politics. Like, this became a 90-10 or a 95-5 issue yesterday. Clearly, he has a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
And it went from being a debatable, vague, amorphous point to, okay, now we get it.
Right.
Now we understand.
Yeah, it's like some people got to see it sometimes to believe it, or at least for it to register, to realize how involved he was. And I think people who casually follow the NFL, they thought like you did. It's just a vanity play. He's got a lot of money. They just want him there as a face and to add to the fame of the Raiders and all that. And it's not. It's not a vanity play. We've tried to explain that to people, right? We've tried to explain it at the Combine. We heard Pete Carroll talk to us, the GM talk to us, all about that. Yeah, Brady, we leaned on him in that process. But I don't know if the casual fan, was listening to that type of stuff at that point. The casual fan, the people that are in it that watch this show, they're going to know for sure. The other thing is, he loves the game. It's not a vanity play. He wants to be involved. I think he's intrigued by how things work behind the scenes and how an organization is run in the football operations department. I think there's a passion there. Obviously a passion. I mean, he's got $1 gazillion and he's making $37 million and he's still flying to Vegas and wants to sit there and listen on he doesn't have to do that. He could just be sitting there with the P.F. Chang and all that. So I respect that. I really do. All right? I respect all of that. That's cool.
Assume Mark Davis has P.F. Chang in the luxury suite. That's his favorite restaurant.
I've heard. I know. That's public knowledge. So I hear you there. I think that's good. We're going with P.F. Chang in the suite. I think that's the right play. But with that, clearly, a what the hell do I want to say? A violation.
Conflict of interest.
Conflict of interest. Clearly, yes. I mean, that's obvious. And what kind of problems is he going to run into down the road here? I know there's been some guidelines and everything else, but I think that image there itself is going to even change the way I think people in the NFL view it a little bit. I think it's going to oh, whoa, okay, wait, whoa. Right. It was Tom Brady. I thought it was cool to come in here and we talked to him a little bit, but whoa, he's a little more involved than I thought. Hold on, I don't know how much I'm going to say to him here anymore and when we getting ready for a football game. And I think that will change in the NFL, and especially in the AFC West. Was psycho Sean Payton and Jim Harbaugh? Are you kidding me? There's no way they're going to talk to Brady.
Well, and that's the problem, because you have no choice but to cooperate with the broadcast crew that's there. And what I said yesterday, and I wrote this at PFT, the only way you can effectively deal with this if you're a team is to say, no one from our organization is talking to any of you, Tom or Kevin Burkhardt or Aaron Andrews or Tom Rinaldi or whoever else, producers, directors. We're not talking to anybody, because all that information potentially gets back to Tom and potentially gets used against us.
Sure.
And folks, that's why it's a conflict of interest, because the Raiders part of him wants him to use that information. He's got a duty to the Raiders to help them win. And he's in a position where he's getting free information.
Right.
He's like you walk into the grocery store and they're giving you free samples. You're going to turn the other way, right? I mean, it's there. Why would I not take this? It's free.
Right.
But maybe I shouldn't be in a position to take this.
Right.
So that's the problem. And it went next level for me when I saw the tweet from Ruthie Polinsky, who used to cover the New England teams and now is in Chicago. Here's her tweet. Arguably the most competitive man in the history of football will be on the Cowboys-Bears call in Week 3. He'll be in production meetings with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. And who do the Bears play in Week 4? The Raiders.
Right.
So now people are starting to, wait a minute. Yeah, it's not just AFC West teams. Week 1, what game did he do? Giants-Commanders. Who do the Raiders play this week? The Commanders. So, and this is where I want you.
Yeah.
Because your dad did it for years.
I've been in them.
You've done it.
Yep.
Michael Holley on this program has explained that he was once in a production meeting with Bill Belichick and your dad, Phil, and he was astounded by the detail that is provided. So this is the point where I want your perspective to help people understand exactly what you learn and what you see and what you hear when you are assigned by a network and given rare access to two football teams that are getting ready to play a game against each other.
Right. I've been, got to experience both sides of that, even as a player too, and being in meetings with, Troy Aikman and Joe Buck back when they were in Fox and I was playing. Right. So, I could speak to that.
Did they say, what are you doing here?
Yeah, they were like, how the hell did you become a quarterback? Right. What the hell? How the hell did this happen? But either way, I mean, the first thing is, to your point and what we're saying here, if you're a broadcaster and a high-end one at that, and you're trustworthy and have relationships, that's the benefit of the great benefit of that is that, yes, when you get with coaches that trust you and know you, they open the vault. And I think people were always amazed with that. Yeah, my dad went way back with Bill Belichick. He did 1 million games. I don't think anybody called more Patriots games than Phil Simms through their run there, right? I mean, he was there 9-10 times a year, of course, because they were the best team in football. And it's Boston and the media market and everything there. And then, of course, with the relationship with Belichick, Belichick would tell my father things about the team that he couldn't figure out from film or something going on behind the scenes or something tactical they're doing in the game where, you're watching it, but now, Bill pointed it out to me, and I do know that. Right, and that's where the benefit of being a guy that doesn't have any issues or conflicts of interest that way to where, yeah, now you get to say things on the broadcast in a way where you can kind of make it sound like it's your own thought, right? But you're going, no, this is like my own thought, I'm telling you, but it's really Bill Belichick told me this about the football team, and I'm relaying it in a way without going, Bill told me, right? So that can make a telecast better, first off, to bring out nuggets and little things of interest to the fan base that they don't know that the head coach or the owner or the GM are telling you behind the scenes. So that's the first part of it, Mike. Go ahead. What do you want to say now?
No.
Yeah.
I think that's beautiful,
Okay.
and that's exactly what I'm looking for.
Right.
Because it enhances the broadcast.
Exactly.
Right. The point Miles Simmons made last year, when a very small percentage of people in our business were talking about this conflict of interest. It's impossible for Tom Brady to be the best broadcaster he can be and the best owner he can be, because if anyone is holding back, as they should,
Yes, right.
you don't present the best possible game to the audience. The Fox audience, that's the irony here. They're paying $37.5 million for an inherently lesser broadcast because here comes Tom Brady.
Right.
Check your check your pocket. Watch your wallet. Wallet and pocket got mashed together into Wocket. Watch your wallet. Here comes Tom Brady. That's the problem.
Yes.
So continue.
Yes. So there's that. Now, okay, you get all of that info, and yes, it makes a better broadcast. Now, what happens naturally, too, even if you don't have relationships and you are, right, a Tom Brady, and this is where the conflict of interest happens, is this is where, you can't, when he goes in the building, right, if you are going to talk to a Tom Brady, you better keep it
Can't go in the building, though.
Yeah, you can't go in the building, right.
Right.
So, but even on the phone, you got to keep it really bland. If you're on Zoom, whatever, that's what he's going to get. Like Ben Johnson is rooted in some Bill Parcells, right, in the Dan Campbell part of his coaching. I would think he's going to be like, I'm not going to say much to Brady at all. I'm not going to say anything. Because the other thing that happens, too, when you get into these conversations, right, and a lot of these coaches, yeah, they're excited to talk to somebody. Oh, old famous quarterback, I want to open up, and yeah, he's cool. I've always loved him. I know he knows football, so I can talk ball with him and all that. And that's where, right, that's going to stop because Brady now is such a part of the Raiders. People are going to be like, ooh, people like, let's just say Ben Johnson. He's going to go, man, most telecasts, I would tell them, like, hey, look out for this guy. He's been a really important part of our football team and what we're doing. You might not notice it, but now that I told you, you go back and watch film and see we're kind of formulating some things around him in the game plan, and it's working for us. Those are things where, now again, with a guy like Tom Brady, oh, well, I know football, but I didn't really realize it. Oh, now that he said that, yeah, I am seeing that. And yes, those are the little nuances you can go back and tell your own football team. As a player, you want to open up to guys like that. You want to tell the telecast. I wanted to tell Troy Aikman and Joe Buck a few things about what makes us magical or makes our offense work in a playoff year and give them some little, inside info there to what it makes. Hey, look at when we line up Joey Galloway here, right? We really like this because this does this and this for us, right? Those are the things we would tell Troy Aikman. And you could tell Troy Aikman that because I go, I'm not worried that he's going to go tell somebody else or a team he owns or whatever else. And then, of course, that makes it better and makes everything better. And that he will not be privy to those conversations, let alone would I wouldn't, if Brady was doing a game right now and the Raiders were on my schedule, I wouldn't want to talk to him at all, really. Send a few texts, hey, Tom, respect you, blah, blah, blah. But I'd be afraid to get in a conversation to accidentally say something that might hurt my team down the road against the Raiders.
I mean, just picture that. Tom Brady sitting with Ben Johnson and Ben Johnson giving the kind of detail that you're talking about. Here's what we really like to do in third and long.
Right.
Here's what we like to do when we get around midfield. And Tom Brady said, go on.
Yeah.
And here's the reality. The Raiders are potentially on everyone's schedule, even if they're not on your schedule, because if you're in the AFC, you could, in theory, come across them in the postseason. And if you're in the NFC, in theory, you could see them in the Super Bowl. Now, the one other ingredient that will make this a bigger deal is if the Raiders are ever good. if they're consistently good, then it
It'll become a
becomes
big deal.
even more
Exactly.
glaring and more important. That's the next level. For now, it's the incredible shrinking Tom Brady in the coaching box with the headset and the tablet. Then, if it happens, and it's been a long time, so who knows, but if the Raiders become good, if all this stuff that Tom Brady's in a position to leverage to the benefit of the Raiders creates and helps contribute to an improvement of the team, then people are really going to be pissed off. So, hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.